Join me as I dive into the challenge of finding and sharing the best blessings for a thriving marriage. When we think about building a strong and lasting relationship, we often focus on the human elements: communication, trust, and love. And while those are essential, I believe there's a crucial aspect we often overlook: God's blessings in marriage. Today, I want to explore how seeking divine blessings can be the game changer your relationship needs. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but it's not without its challenges. We all know couples who seem to have it all together, but behind closed doors, they're struggling to make it work. Communication issues, stress, and external pressures can strain relationships, leaving couples feeling disconnected and hopeless. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind and forget to nurture our relationships. We get busy, overwhelmed, and before we know it, our marriages start to feel like a chore. Many of us have been there, feeling like we're just going through the motions without any sense of purpose or passion. But what if I told you there's a way to break free from that cycle? When we bring God into our marriages, everything changes. The Bible tells us that God is the author of love and that He desires for us to have rich, fulfilling relationships. In Ephesians 3:17-19, it says, "And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the Lord's holy people, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God." This is God's heart for our marriages, to fill us to the measure of His fullness. When we invite God into our relationships, we open ourselves up to His blessings, and that's when the real transformation begins. I've seen it time and time again. Couples who were on the brink of divorce, who were struggling to find common ground, who felt like they were just existing in their marriages. But then they started seeking God's blessings together, and that's when the miracles happened. They started to communicate more effectively, to listen to each other, to forgive and to love in ways they never thought possible. It's not always easy, but when we make God the center of our relationships, we start to experience a depth of love and connection that we never thought was possible. I want to share a powerful story with you. A couple who was struggling to find common ground, who felt like they were just going through the motions. They were both Christians, but they weren't really living it out in their marriage. They started attending a Bible study together, and that's when they began to seek God's blessings in their relationship. They started praying together, reading the Bible together, and serving together. And slowly but surely, they started to see a change. They started to communicate more effectively, to listen to each other and to forgive. They started to experience a depth of love and connection that they never thought was possible. Today, they're one of the strongest couples I know, and it's all because they made God the center of their relationship. So what have we learned today? We've learned that God's blessings are essential for a thriving marriage. We've learned that when we invite God into our relationships, we open ourselves up to a depth of love and connection that we never thought was possible. And we've learned that with God, all things are possible, even the transformation of our marriages. Thanks for joining me on this journey of exploring God's blessings in marriage. If you've got a story to share about how God has blessed your marriage, please leave it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspirational content.